Welcome back to the West County Hotel here in Ennis, County Clare. We've had both women's semi-finals of the World Championships. They've been played. Colette Henriksson and Emma Cunningham will take part in the final tomorrow. Now we turn our attention to the semi-finals of the Women's World Championship team event. France, the favourites, taking on South Africa. And there is 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏. We've just seen her lose in the semi-final against Emma Cunningham, so she's going to have to pick herself up very quickly and jump back on the horse, if you will, and straight on the table she's just been playing on as well. She's taking on Sasha Lee Amsterdam of South Africa. Marion Jude there on table 2, the birthday girl. And she is taking on the other defeated semi-finalist this morning, Tasneem Solomons. Last year's world champion, but only for another day, because tomorrow Colette Henriksson of France will take on Northern Ireland's Emma Cunningham in the Women's World Final. Marion Jude, by her own high standards, has not had the greatest World Championships in this past week in the Masters and the World Singles. Not been deep. You know, we see her thereabouts in one of these events, but determined to help her team lift the women's world title. Such a star-studded lineup. The ladies in blue. Marion Jude now on her last red. Oh, great shot there from 𝗪𝗏, but she wished she had a couple of those earlier. Might have made a difference in her semi-final, but showing great character to pick herself up after a disappointing semi-final. Marion Jude is on the black to give France a lead. And you can hear the French men's team and various other French sides will all be here as well to support the girls as they continue with their quest to win the World Championships. Marion Jude delivers. France are 1-0 up. This is a race to 8. So, over to table 1, 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 of France. So we've already seen South Africa's star go down. Tasneem Solomons to Jude. Are we going to see Sasha Lee Amsterdam fall to the same fate? Bit of a thin cut here for 𝗪𝗏. In goes the black ball, fist in the air. 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 makes it 2-0 to France. What a start. There is Géraldine Champagnet of France. Had a very good tournament thus far. 𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗍, one of the most consistent performers on the French team. Very elegant player. She's taking on 𝗪𝗁𝗁𝗏 of South Africa. And on table one in a second, they will get to the table. That will be 𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗍. And she'll be taking on 𝗧𝗍𝗁𝗏𝗃. So we'll stick with 𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗍. J, as she likes to be known. Whoa. A very uncharacteristic miss there from France, as 𝗧𝗍𝗁𝗏𝗃 will break off for South Africa on table one against 𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗍. And she has broken dry. That's a very good shot by Michelle there on table two, bridging over that ball. Great pot. The other semi-final in this women's team event will be England taking on Northern Ireland. England getting through via the playoff, dumping out Australia, the world shootout champions, last night. Great control, table two, 𝗪𝗁𝗁𝗏𝗃. And after 𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗍's missed red, looks like it's going to be punished to the full by the South African. Michelle just looking, she's got a slight angle on this yellow in the middle. She doesn't want to just overrun it. Take it down a bit. What if she's going to come down and off the bottom rail and back up a bit? She played that well. Didn't fancy just rolling it in. She knows how quick the table is, and if she did, she'd probably end up leaving herself in a sticky situation, but executed that shot very well indeed. And now 𝗧𝗍𝗁𝗏𝗃 will also get to the table as 𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗍 makes a mistake on the reds. South Africa about to get on the scoreboard. 𝗪𝗁𝗁𝗏𝗃 on the black. In it goes. South Africa pull one back. Game on. France 2, South Africa 1. 𝗧𝗍𝗁𝗏𝗃 for South Africa on yellows. So France's early lead cut in half. It's not a great position to land in. She's got herself stuck to that yellow. Over there on table 2 now we've got Colette Henriksen at the table for France, and she's playing the ever steady and ever present Amy Claire King of South Africa. So a good match up there as well. Well, didn't hit them hard enough. So Amy Claire King gets to the table on table 2. Joy Willenberg still negotiating those yellows there on table 1. Amy Claire King in a very strong position. It's after Colette Henriksen didn't hit the plant hard enough. King there went round to just get cue extension, stretching it right across the table. And the cue ball is going to stop in time. And she will be able to play. The thing with that plant is it's just, you'd love it the other angle, so you were playing cue ball towards the right-hand rail. That way you can never have any chance of snooking yourself on the second yellow, but just it's going in the other direction. You've got to be a little bit careful here. I'd rather play a little sort of screw shot. And I think Amy's going to do the same. Not going to see all of that yellow, and the problem here is getting the cue ball out of that jaw, because it's quite easy to catch the thin edge of that jaw and bounce out. Either bounce back behind the red or come out too far. So it's not as easy as it looks. Now it's flicked into the red, and as it come back and stopped Amy Claire King being able to see all of that 8-ball, if it has, Colette Henriksen will have had a let-off. And I think it is a problem, because I'm sure Amy Claire King would have been straight down now to pot this 8-ball. She's not a slow player. I think she might have to try and find another pocket. Meanwhile, table 1, which is 𝗍𝗓𝗓𝗏. Gone for the double, missed a double on table one. So 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 will get another go. It's 𝗦𝗵𝗀𝗃𝗃 tried to kick back on that black ball, but it's going to be ball in hand for Colette Henriksen of France. And she has been let off. The women's world finalist. Now she develops a red, puts 𝗦𝗵𝗀𝗃𝗃 back in a snooker as 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 misses the yellow into the middle. So 𝗏𝗏 will want to pot the red, get the cue ball down the table and try and play the 8-ball into the left middle as a double. 𝗦𝗵𝗀𝗃𝗃 very unlucky there not to hit that. Great effort indeed. But at the moment, things, oh, I was about to say going France's way, but 𝗏𝗏 misses the red into the middle. So 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 back at the table. Another foul from 𝗦𝗵𝗀𝗃𝗃, so Colette Henriksen again with ball in hand, and you think this time she will try and take these out. Well, Colette got herself all the way down the table. She does have an angle to get on the black ball. It's not going to be easy. Meanwhile, table one, 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗏 has ball in hand against 𝗦𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗃. Oh, What a controlled shot there from Colette Henriksen. Judged the pace to perfection on the 8-ball to make this scoreline 3-1 in France's favour. In it goes, but there is some light at the end of a tunnel for South Africa on table 1, and Joy Willenberg. Yellow into the top corner, black to follow. Very nicely cued. And South Africa are not going to just lie down and be trodden all over by France. As we welcome the one and only Stephen Jameson into the commentary position.
Hey, Tony.
Hello.
Good start to this one.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah, really good start to this one. Both teams were unbeaten in the group stage for a long time. It was France who had the advantage over South Africa in the final group stage game. But France, who went through the group stage completely unbeaten, will be favourites. But, and it's a big but, South Africa here have an opportunity to go 3-all. The game is afoot. 𝗪𝗁𝗏, I think that is, at the table.
Very, very impressive first frame on that table as well.
I think my favourite thing about the South African side, and there's lots of good things about the South African side. Always Michelle goes in off, unkind flick. For me, it's the light chinos. Love it. Just love
And
it.
they've always played in them.
Yeah.
I played against South Africa, when did they first come over? I think probably about 95. Yeah, I don't think they were there in 93 in the very first year. Well, maybe I might be corrected, but ever since they've played, they've always played in the light chinos. Great pooling nation.
And at the table then on both tables. And as always in team pool, the fear that you have if you're South Africa right now is that France can almost take this game away from you in a very short space of time. And that's because they've got Sabrina Brunet, former world champion, on table 2. They've got Marion Jude, former world champion, on table 1. And if Sabrina and Marion get the job done, all of a sudden 3-2 goes to 5-2 in the blink of an eye. But South Africa are coming back. Mistake from Marion.
Well, it was those two that started France off in this match and put them into a 2-0 lead very, very quickly. Loss of turn shot played there by Sasha Lee Amsterdam. So Marion Jude, the birthday girl, back at the table. And Marion returns the favour and plays loss of turn, which was probably the most predictable outcome now.
The noise in the venue at the moment is almost overwhelming. There's lots of very important team games going on in the age categories here, whether it be the over 60s, the over 50s, the unders. A lot happening around the room, creating a lot of volume and a real sort of borderline feral atmosphere. Big shot for Sabrina here. Comes up on the inside of the yellow. She is just on it, I think, but she has tied up the 8-ball. Don't know if she can get on that.
Hello, Sasha Lee Amsterdam. Screams a cue ball into the middle bag, and Marion Jude will now have ball in hand over there on table 1. And with a finish that you think Marion would knock in her sleep. There you see the black doesn't go in. In fact, 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 misses the yellow. So 𝗪𝗁𝗪𝗏 very much in the frame on table 2. But the one on table 1, you think, is going to fall by the way of Marion Jude. Nicely controlled by Marion. Red into the left-hand centre will be coming next. 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗵 off the bottom rail and back behind those two reds, and you really think that this is formality stuff for the French star. Perfectly done. And that shot that 𝗪𝗁 𝗪𝗁 played, putting the 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗵 in the middle, was a very, very nice birthday present for Marion.
Yeah, absolutely. Now then, 𝗪𝗏, what have you got for us? Looks like the double to bottom right. Is that what she's lining up? Don't think it cuts to the bottom left. Yeah, red looks like it's in the way. Some kind of double, I think. But where? It was bottom right, not to be, but Marion Jude does put France 2 in front, 4-2. The birthday girl with exactly what she needed. 𝗪𝗏's had a little bit of run here because reds now are tricky to get out for Michelle of South Africa. Those reds on the side rail are still mighty tricky, aren't they? Do you try and just tickle one down the table here? Play the lower of the two and sort of just freeze the white there. What do you reckon?
I'm not sure I like tickling anything, to be fair. But
true. I can see that. The thing is, I think for Michelle, I think she may play the shot here. I just never like taking balls off the table to do it. Especially when they're over the hole, it feels like it's always there as an insurance policy.
Very carefully. I don't like these shots on quick tables.
Yeah.
She just wants to drag it off the rail and hide the 𝗘𝗃𝗏𝗵. It's very easy to bring it out too far, or you know, that little double kiss when it pushes the 𝗘𝗃𝗏𝗵 back out.
Yeah, and it's why I think I liked playing it first there, because you could basically play it straight, which helps you stop the white, but you can play it with a little bit of pace so that you're bumping the red down towards the bottom left, rather than sort of, it's still an awkward ball to sort of land on, really. You want to be nice on it with where it is on the table. Expect 𝗪𝗏 to hit this. Oh, and that was tracking towards bottom left, and she's had a result. And she's had a result. This is a hard frame of pool to win for Michelle, with those two reds there. Tasneem Solomon's at the table on the left side of the arena.
Well, Tasneem losing the cue ball there, gone in off. Top of that. Ball in hand for 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗗𝗿. That is an absolute disaster of a shot for 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗗𝗿. Well, I don't know if she's trying to pot it or play safe, but what she has done is just left 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗗𝗿 with a straight 8-ball into the bottom right-hand corner. And that is unreal. What a gift. I thought it was just Marion Jude's birthday today. But it seems like it might be 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗗𝗿's as well.
Yeah, it's a massive mistake. Yeah.
I think what she tried to do is push the red over the pocket and then put the cue ball behind the red, and she's just played it all the wrong angle and just basically rolled it in then to leave 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗗𝗿 this easy shot. Well, I say easy, but she has got to dig down because of the cue ball heading towards that bottom corner. A great shot by 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗗𝗿. It is now 5-2 to France.
Table on the left might take some figuring out. Table on the right, meanwhile, might be a chance for France to get themselves one closer. 𝗔 France on table one.
Had, well, missed a bizarre ball against 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗗𝗿 in the first frame, and Michelle punished her to the hilt. And she's played really well all week as well for France, been very solid.
Yeah, she's been excellent.
Very elegant player. Never rushed. Plays at a nice steady pace, but very precise in what she does on the pool table. And an absolute slam break over there on table 2. Detecting by the glove and the power in that break, I would say that was 𝗍𝗍𝗍. And it is.
Yeah.
Whoa. She just misses the yellow into the middle bag.
Both tables testy. No one-visit chances look like they're coming up anytime soon.
Wow, what an attempt there on table one from Solomon. Smashes that red in, and she's been a bit unlucky there. Amy Claire King on table two. Everything depending on that 8-ball stuck behind the yellow. Nice control there from 𝗔𝘆𝘆𝗁𝗋. He's having a look to see if a little bit of that red is stuck out. Very, very tight. As Amy Claire King removes another red. 𝗏𝗏𝗏's having a go here, you know. Oh. Hung the red ball.
And it won't fall.
We can't believe that where J left her in the gap, where she could just flick it. So now a much tougher shot to play for 𝗡𝗵𝗃. And 𝗡𝗵𝗃 has hung the yellow, but has she left Tasneem Solomon's wedged in the jaws of that middle bag where she can't get to the red because of the knuckle? That's an incredible leave because there's no straight across either. Amy Claire King makes an incredible double on table two. So, 2 cushions for Tasneem. That's not got there. So 𝗔𝘆𝗁𝗃 gets away with one. Got to nothing here for J. Yellow onto the red over the bag. Stop the white dead. If the yellow doesn't go in behind it, she will leave a snooker. If it does go in, she can go game. I'd like her to play this a little with the keyboard a little bit straighter. Well, she's played the shot very well though. So confident of getting to both balls in the same shot. Didn't worry. Didn't even bother thinking about playing the shot to nothing. So now 𝗡𝗵𝗃, chance to run those yellows in and get her team to 6-2. With 𝗏𝗏𝗏 still battling away on table two. Again, nicely done by J. Amy Claire King misses the red for a second time, and you feel like 𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗀𝗃 is trying to get a stranglehold on that frame now. And at the moment, when you look at the two tables at 5-2, it could quite easily, very soon, be 7-2, and France will be on the hill. Oh, and I say that, and Champagné misses, well, by her standards, a very easy yellow into the bottom corner. But she doesn't seem to be at the races today. Champagné?
No, it's a surprising miss. Really is. Haven't seen many of those missed by
No,
G.
there's one earlier today
All
against
tournament.
𝗪𝗁𝗏 as well that cost her the frame. And you feel that this is going to be punished by Solomons. And it is punished by Solomons. South Africa back to 5-3. Coming up next on table one will be Colette Henriksen, the world finalist, will be playing tomorrow against Emma Cunningham. She'll be taking on South Africa's Joy Willenberg. And these two on this table too are having a right with the cat and mouse here. Amy Claire King and 𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗃. You can see Joy Willenberg has taken her place in her seat, ready for her frame on table one. Shaking a hand. And they are about to commence play there as well. And it is Joy to break for South Africa. Makes a ball. Joy Willenberg winning her first frame of the match. Joy beating 𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗃 in her opener. Is there daylight at the end of the tunnel for 𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗃 on table two? Nearly missed that plant. Did go in, but it's not ideal again. Well, Amy Claire King now with a chance at South Africa. 𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗃, very similar to Champagné, is not quite at the races in this semi-final. Amy Claire King with this black ball to bring it back to 5-4.
Good
In
eight
it
ball.
goes.
Good 8-ball from Amy.
And I'll tell you what's coming up next on table number two.
What's that, Tony?
I'm going to tell you, it could have been a third, fourth playoff in the women's singles.
Wow, here we go.
Sabrina Brunet, Tasneem Solomons are two beaten semi-finalists.
Well. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. That could be a massive moment. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Henriksen, who might be, come this time tomorrow, a world champion, has got open space, a clear runway of these reds and that 8-ball to put France 2 away. Fantastic chance for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
World champion in French, is it champion du monde?
Yes, I think so. Bon anniversaire.
Look, happy birthday to you as well, sir.
In goes a yellow for Sabrina, in goes a red.
It looked like I said it correctly.
Well, you give me so much hammer every time I use a modicum of GCSE level French. So when you pull that out, I'm like, okay. Anyway, we digress. Fantastic chance for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Decent chance for Sabrina as well, although there is work, but she is first at the table. 2016 world champion. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 looking at these reds.
Wow, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Henriksen, complete miss. Underneath by a long way to cut that red in the middle. That's not what she produced to get her to the world final, that's for sure. And 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Well, it's a huge let-off.
Unbelievable. Is the cue ball going to get far enough over? Ooh. It's going to have to be a double for 𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏 misses the double, so 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Henriksen comes back to the table. Major let-off there for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and France. All to play for as we come towards the closing stages of this women's team semi-final. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 opting for the safety. That's a very good snooker. She's laid on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Well, Sabrina Brunet pots yellow into the middle, kicks in the pack, knocks the other yellow into the bottom corner, has now landed in a pretty difficult position. So you've got the three yellows at the top of the table. She can only get to one of them. What a super pot though. Well, 𝗏𝗏 has hit the 8-ball fortuitously, but not a cushion afterwards. So ball in hand for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Henriksen of France. Another superb pot from Sabrina Brunet. Cue up in the air, pots that in the middle and brings out the other yellow. And this is now a big chance for France. And Sabria's really dug out a fantastic finish over there on table 2 if she gets them.
Yeah, superb.
Her singles semi-final defeat is now a distant memory, you feel. Full focus on trying to help her team.
And that can't be
the world
easy
final.
to do.
No,
as well.
it can't be. There's 2 of them out there in the same position as well. Tasneem Solomon's also on the South African team, dealing with the same stuff.
But whilst that's undoubtedly true, she has had about an hour and a half at least to think about it. Sabrina's had, what, all of 10 minutes before she's thrown back out there into the lion's den. Incredible, really.
This black for 6-4 France. In it goes. And I'll tell you what, Sabrina puts them 6-4, and Colette Henriksson, who is in the world final, is 2 balls away from putting France on the hill and to within a whisker of being in that world team final.
Once again.
Of course, yeah.
They've had a hold on that final for the last few years.
They were very good last year, weren't they?
Yeah, they certainly were. In goes the 8 ball from Colette Henriksson, and France are 1 away. You can sense it. Sabrina Brunet, you can sense it. Amy Claire King has to try and find a way out here for South Africa. Bit of a miss hit on that cut break, but she's got a ball and therefore has a chance.
She's up against Marion Jude,
the closer.
Marion sitting patiently in her chair, in her usual position, arms folded, cue at the ready. Looking sternly at the pool table. Amy Claire King certainly wants to keep her off it. So over to table 1, we're going to see the break off. And Emily Fesquet,
correct,
has been brought off the bench, and she's facing Joy Willenberg.
Only Fesquet, who had a big part in that team which won the title in Morocco. Quite a crucial ball in the final. Joy Willenberg, it's pure survival now. It's a survival kind of shot.
Emily coming in for Geraldine Champagnier, who's had a bit of a tough time out there in this semi-final, has to be said. Her and a Ney. Diana just been a little bit out of sorts, but such is the strength of the French team that they can call on Emily Fesquet to come out and hold the ship steady. And Fesquet doesn't mind having to sit and have a battle. Marion Jude playing a very good loss of turn there on table 2. And she looks in a strong position. Amy Claire King is going to be doing well to keep her at arm's length and not to let her have a chance.
Oh, great kick shot from 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃. Marion Jude. Oh, I got a bit confused there. I just lost my red and yellows. It was a great kick shot from 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃, but she's potted Marion's ball. So Marion to the table on reds. And she plays a loss of turn. Marion is sucking the life out of this match.
She's turning the screw over there on table 2. She really is. And the cleverness about Marion's shot there, she's forcing 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃 to play the one ball that she really doesn't want to play, and free Marion's red that's tied up.
Oh, Marion's going to go.
Yeah.
Marion will look at this like a meal.
Tried to play it as soft as she possibly could. And there you see the French superstar coming to the table. And she has eyes on the prize now. She can see that the final is beckoning.
Yeah, 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃 can sort of play, just hold up an end almost here.
If I was Emily, I wouldn't be. I'll just make sure I can't lose that frame and let Marion do her stuff.
Yeah, exactly that. If ever you wanted someone to go and win you a frame, it would be Marion Jude. But she's happy to wait a fraction longer. Knows she's got all the control in this frame.
I think she wants now, really, is 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃 to knock the yellows away from the 8-ball. She wants that completely wide open.
Yeah.
She knows she can force her to do it. The only thing is, we have seen it time and again. It will come down to 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃 thinking, right, I'm going to have to just throw my arm at something, and you can get those flukes and bizarre things that do happen.
Yeah, you just never quite know, do you?
But I'm sure Marion is just playing the percentages at the moment, thinking, okay, it's unlikely. As 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃 trying to play safe and has now given Marion ball in hand. Gone in off the yellow and opened up the 8-ball.
Yeah, sorry, Tony, that's exactly what Marion was playing for. It's exactly what she was playing for. Vindication immediately for Marion.
It's such a good all-round game, Marion.
Yeah.
You know, we all know she's potting. Her potting's brilliant. She generates so much cue power as well. But then the thinking around everything and the decision-making is always, you know, second to none.
Very rarely makes the wrong choice of shot. You know, sometimes it can be execution, which might just let her down, but generally speaking, it's pretty bulletproof from Marion Jude.
So that red that's near the middle bag will be Marion's final ball to get onto the 8. Well, she looks a bit straight to me, Marion. I'm sure she would hope for a bit more angle this way. I was a little surprised that she didn't leave the one over the pocket to get up onto the one in the middle.
Yeah, she's seen if she can, I think, stun up. She plays pretty hard. It's okay. She's going to have a shot.
Make the pot, yeah. Now then,
do you go 3 cushions?
I think so, because if you drop this in, you're up near the bulk line. I mean, you can screw it into off top rail with the left-hand side. No, she's going for the long. Right, fair play. She's going to take on the long 8. This is for the match. A place in the final awaits France if Marion Jude knocks in this 8-ball on her birthday, nonetheless.
For the final for France. In it goes from Marion Jude. We've not seen too many celebrations like that from Marion in the past. Fantastic 8-ball. And that is that. A little bit confusion out there. I don't think 𝗪𝗻𝗆 realised the match situation. Hugs for Joy Willenberg and Marion Jude. A super performance from Marion, who secures the job for France. South Africa's World Championship campaign comes to an end. And it is the fabulous French who go to the final for the 3rd year in a row. Congratulations, France. Commiserations, South Africa. And we've now got a break on the stream for you. Next match not scheduled on until 2:45. That will be the second semi-final of the Women's Team Championship. It will be England versus Northern Ireland. And you can watch that live on Ultimate Pool TV at 2:45. In the meantime, see you for now.